Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, let us start today chapter number 7, Introduction to Microbiology, for the subject of Science 2. So this chapter is basically based on microbiology, applied microbiology, industrial microbiology, and the products obtained through industrial microbiology. So let us start with applied microbiology, branch of biology in which study the enzymes related to some prokaryotes and eukaryotic microbes, proteins, applied genetics, molecular biology, etc. is performed is called as applied microbiology. This study is used for the society and various products like food, medicines on large scale with the help of microorganisms. So as the word, it's made up of microbiology. So it's a branch of biology where the enzymes related to prokaryotes, are the group of microorganism, and eukaryotic microorganism, the proteins and the applied genetics, where it is performed, it's called as applied microbiology. And through them we get various products like food and medicines which are produced on large scale with the help of microorganisms. Now, industrial microbiology, it's a science which is related to commercial use of microbes in which various economic, social, and environmental related processes and products are included. Various microbial processes useful for this purpose are carried out. So, industrial microbiology, it's a science which is related to commercial use of microbes, and this helps us socially, and it's related to environmental processes. So that application of microbiology in the industry is called as industrial microbiology. Now, what are the main features of industrial microbiology? Various production with the help of fermentation. Example: bread, cheese, wine, raw material for chemicals, enzymes, nutrients, medicines, etc. Use of microbes for garbage management and pollution control. So this is industrial microbiology's main features. The products. Dairy products are the best example to understand application of microbiology. Since ancient days, milk is converted into various products for its preservation purpose. Example: cheese, butter, cream, kefir, yogurt, etc. Water contained in acidity of the milk changes during formation of these products, and texture, taste, and flavor is improved. So this processes to butter has been removed from the syllabus for this year. So dairy products like cheese, butter, cream, kefir, all these which are produced since ancient time, the water content and acidity of milk changes during this product, and that changes the taste. So in order to maintain their taste, microbiology have a great application. Now, yogurt products. Yogurt is a milk product produced with the help of lactobacilli. For maintaining the protein contained, condensed milk powder is mixed with milk to be fermented for industrial production of yogurt. So when yogurt which is produced on a large scale, they mix condensed milk powder, and milk is boiled, and once it cools to warm temperature, bacterial strains of Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacilli delbrueckii are added to it in 1:1 proportion. So, dear students, these are the microbes which are added in production of yogurt in industries so that they remain preserved and the taste does not change. Lactic acid is formed due to streptococcus that makes the protein to gel out that gives dense consistency to the yogurt. So you must have seen the yogurt which is obtained from the market. They have thick consistency, they are thick in nature as compared to the yogurt or the curd which is prepared at home. It is all because of the addition of streptococcus in the industry that give them thick, dense consistency to the yogurt. Acetaldehyde like compounds are formed due to lactobacilli that gives characteristic taste to the yogurt. Nowadays, various fruit juices are mixed with yogurt to impart different flavors. Example: strawberry yogurt, banana yogurt. Shelf life of yogurt and its probiotic properties can be improved by pasteurization. So these products are mixed up with flavored things, and now we have different flavor yogurts in the market. Okay, so this acetaldehyde like compounds which give taste to yogurt, and they are nowadays they are used on large scale and much in demand in the market. Now let us talk about butter. Two types of butter like sweet cream and cultured are produced on large scale. Microbes are used for production of cultured variety. So butter as well, which we use in our breakfast, they are of great demand because of the microbes which are used for production of them in industries. Now let us talk about cheese, okay, which we all like. Cheese is produced on large scale from the abundantly available cow milk all over the world. First, chemical and microbiological tests of milks are performed. Some colors and microbes like Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus remoris, and Streptococcus thermophilus are mixed with milk. So these names are to be remembered. It imparts sourness to the milk, and after this, to impart dense texture, whey needs to be removed. Okay, what is whey? It's water in yogurt. So that will give you thick texture to the cheese. An enzyme rennet obtained from the alimentary canal of cattle was being traditionally used earlier. However, an enzyme protease obtained from fungi is used at present to produce vegetarian cheese. So those people who are vegetarian, they use this vegetarian cheese where they use protease obtained from fungi to make cheese. Otherwise, in olden days, those rennet which is obtained from alimentary canal of cattle was being used traditionally. The whey is separated from yogurt, then process of production of cheese is started through steps like cutting the solid yogurt into pieces, washing, rubbing, salting, and mixing of essential microbes, pigments, and flavors. Then cheese is pressed and cut into pieces and stored for ripening. So this is how cheese are produced and cheese production take place. So what you should remember in this, the name of these microbes, okay, it's important for you to remember, okay, and the name of enzymes which are added, like an enzyme rennet, okay, an enzyme protease. Remember them. Moving ahead, probiotics. These are also milk products but contain active bacteria. Example: Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus casei, Bifidum, Bacterium bifidum. These microbes maintain the balance of intestinal microorganisms. That is, they increase the population of microbes, helping the digestion, and decrease the population of harmful microbes like Clostridium. Probiotic products are available in various forms like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, dark chocolate, miso soup, pickles, oil, corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, microalgae like spirulina, chlorella, blue-green algae, etc. So nowadays we have lots of probiotic products available in the market and they have active bacteria. So what is important for you to remember the name of these bacteria which are good for us as they help us to maintain the intestinal microorganism. Okay, and they particularly decrease the population of harmful microbes called Clostridium. Okay, so this is the reason why probiotic products are much important and demand in the market. So why the probiotics have developed much importance in recent days? These products form the colonies of useful microbes in the alimentary canal and control other microbes and their metabolic activities, improve resistance and lower the ill effects of harmful substance formed during metabolic activities. Useful microbes become inactive due to antibiotics. Okay, so this is why probiotics are much more in demand. Nowadays, probiotics are used for treatment of diarrhea and treatment of poultry also. So in the earlier class, you had prepared a solution of dry yeast for observation of yeast, which substance is prepared by its use on commercial basis. So it was taught to you in that last class. It is bread, okay, or bakery products. Different types of breads are produced from flour of cereals. Dough is formed by mixing baker yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, water, salt, and other necessary materials with flour. Due to fermentation of carbohydrates by yeast, sugar is converted into carbon dioxide and ethanol. Dough rises up due to carbon dioxide and bread becomes spongy. So how bread becomes spongy? It's all because of the fermentation of carbohydrate carried out by the yeast. Sugar is converted to CO2 and ethanol, which rises up CO2 and bread becomes spongy. Compressed yeast is used in commercial bakery. It is available in dry granular form for domestic use. So compressed yeast is also used in commercial industry. Yeast produced for commercial use contain various useful contents like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, various vitamins and minerals. Due to this, bread and other products produced with the help of yeast become nutritive. That makes the bread nutritive. Ingredients like vinegar, soya sauce and monosodium glutamate, that is Ajinomoto, that are used in presently popular Chinese food are produced by microbial fermentation. Now let us talk about vinegar production. Vinegar is used in each country of the world to impart sour taste to food materials and for preservation of pickles, sauce, ketchup, chutneys, etc. Chemically, vinegar is 4% of acetic acid. Ethanol and alcohol is obtained by fermentation of carbon compounds like fruit juices, maple syrup, sugar molasses, starch of the roots with the help of yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, so this is how vinegar is obtained. Now, mixture of bacterial strains like Acetobacter, Gluconobacter is mixed with ethanol for its microbial degradation. Acetic acid and other byproducts are obtained by it. Acetic acid is separated from mixture by rarefaction. Acetic acid is bleached with the help of potassium ferrocyanide, then it is pasteurized. Finally, very small quantity of sulfur dioxide gas is mixed to produce vinegar. Soya sauce is produced by fermentation of the mixture of flour, of wheat or rice and soya bean with the help of fungus Aspergillus oryzae. So this Manibacter, Azitobacter and Gluconobacter, which are mixed with ethanol, they carry out its microbial degradation and acetic acid and the byproducts are obtained. Soya sauce is produced by fermentation of the mixture of flour, of wheat and rice and soya bean with the help of fungus Aspergillus oryzae. Remember this. Now this particular table is again eliminated or reduced from your syllabus. Moving ahead, microbial enzyme. Nowadays, instead of chemical catalyst, microbial enzymes are used in chemical industry. These enzymes are active at low temperature, pH and pressure, due to which energy is saved and erosion proof instruments are also not necessary. Enzymes carry out specific processes, hence unnecessary byproducts are not formed, due to which expenses on purification are minimized. In case of microbial enzymatic reaction, elimination and decomposition of waste material is avoided and enzymes can be reused. Hence, such enzymes are eco-friendly. Some examples of microbial enzymes are oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lysases, isomerases, ligases, etc. So, dear students, microbial enzymes are used on nowadays instead of chemical catalyst. So, microbial enzymes are used in chemical industry. Why? Because they are active at low temperature, pH and pressure, and they doesn't require any erosion proof instruments. They carry out specific processes, hence unnecessary byproducts are not formed. This is a use importance of microbial enzymes. Processes of dirt murk removal occurs at low temperature due to mixing of enzyme with detergents. Glucose and fructose syrups can be obtained from corn flour by action of enzymes obtained from bacilli and streptomyces. Microbial enzymes are used in various industries like cheese, plant extract, textile, leather, paper, etc. Okay, so these are the importance of microbial enzyme. Now food materials like cold drinks, ice cream, cake, juices are available in various colors and flavors. Whether these colors and flavors are really derived from fruits? Okay, so you are supposed to search on it. Now this table will help us to understand organic acids which are used in various commercial products and microbes useful for the same. So you will understand from this if it is sugar and beet molasses. So the microbe which are used is Brevibacterium, Corynebacterium, and L-glutamic acid is obtained, and the production of which is used in production of monosodium glutamate, that is Ajinomoto. If it is sugar, molasses, salt, and Aspergillus niger is added in it, we obtain citric acid, and this is used in drinks, toffees, chocolate production. The source of glucose, corn strip and liquor, Aspergillus niger is added in it. You get gluconic acid, and it leads to the production of mineral used as supplement for calcium and iron. If the source is molasses, corn strip liquor, Lactobacillus delbrueckii, lactic acid is obtained, and this is used as a source of nitrogen production of vitamins. Molasses, corn strip liquor, Aspergillus itaconic acid is produced, and it is used as paper, textile or plastic industry gum production. So this table is important for you to remember. Now, another important point. What is a xanthan gum that imparts thickness to your favorite ice cream, pudding, chocolate, milk, shake, chocolate drinks, instant soup? Now this gum is obtained by fermentation of starch and molasses with the help of Xanthomonas species. It is variously useful due to properties like solubility in hot and cold water, high density. It is used for production of pigments, fertilizer, weedicides, textile pigments, toothpaste, high quality paper. Okay, so Xanthomonas species, they help us that we get such thickness in the ice creams. Substances obtained by microbial processing and the rules. This substance is obtained by microbial processing, as we had seen in the last table. Okay, like citric acid, malic and lactic acid, they are used to impart acidity. Glutamic acid, lysine, Tryptophan, they are used for protein binding. Niacin, natamycin, they are used as microbial restrictor. Ascorbic acid or vitamin B, C or vitamin B12, B2, antioxidant vitamins. Beta carotene, lycopenes, xanthines, lutein, they are edible colors. Okay, polysaccharides, glycolipids, their role is as an emulsifier. Vanillin, ethyl butyrate, peppermint flavor, essence of various fruits and colors, they are used as essence. Xylitol, aspartame, artificial sweeteners. Okay, so dear students, in the this is enough for today's lecture. Now in the next lecture we'll talk about antibiotics and other topics. By the time read this part. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.